Alright folks, today we are in lovely Kingwood once again. A lot of bees, and they like these fancy houses, I guess. They're going in right here at the top of this window box. We're going to be working from the inside. I'll take you inside and show you that just a little bit, but I can't tell from where they're going in if they're inside above this window or if they are up higher in the floor joist. But either way, we'll be able to get to them. He told me they've been here for years, so I'm not even going to try to start from the outside. I'm sure if I pulled off this piece of fascia right here, I would find the floor joist right behind it. Maybe a piece of plywood too, but he told me, he knows the floor joists go this way. So not sure where they're going to be just yet, but we're going to work from the inside just to make sure we get it all in one shot. So I'll take you in there and show you what I got. Okay, so here we are inside. You see right out here in this corner above is where they're entering. So you can see there's this drop down ceiling above the window, and that's all part of this here. And then up above there's also the floor joist. So a lot of space in here where they could actually be. We're going to take down this top piece of trim, and then I'm just going to cut a window right here in the drywall and see what we find. And then that'll tell me if I need to go up into the ceiling or if they're going to be right here in this window box. So let me get that opened up. So we got the ceiling opened up, and indeed the floor joists do not run that away like we thought they did. The cross bracing right there and right there do, but the main floor joists are running this direction. So I'm actually going to cut this little cross brace and this bottom framing, just cut in between the joist so that I actually get up there and work. But it looks like the colony is just restricted right here to this space between those two cross joists. So that at least is a bit of a saving grace. It's not as big as I thought it'd be, but it does look like they got lots and lots of honey, which is going to slow me down cutting all that out. But we're going to get after it here and try to get it done as quick as we can. So I finally got into the swing of things, or so I hope, and I've already cut out this whole bucket is full of big chunks of comb honey. This little white bucket is full, or darn near full, and right now there's no end in sight, just more and more and more honey, which is great. Lots of honey, that's nice. My bees will enjoy it. But I'll tell you real quick what happened. I was using this red tub here and actually just set it up there in the ceiling, and that way when I cut a chunk of honey and it dripped and oozed everywhere, I just let it fall in the tub. Well, it was a great idea, except for the very first chunk that I cut caught me by surprise. Hit the tub, knocked it out of my hand, crashed down to the floor, off the counter, and splat. Honey all over the floor, honey all over the sink, all over my shoe. So anyway, I had to stop and clean all that up so I don't track honey all over the place. I've hung this trash bag up just to try to help protect the cabinets from dripping honey. It seems to be working pretty good. But anyway, just want to give you all a little update on how things were going, and I'm going to keep it rolling. Show y'all how this works. Already cut the edge loose, make a nice little vertical cut there. And a little vertical cut there to help kind of break it down in size. Grab the old hive tool, and I've already smoked it real hard to get the bees off, so break the top, let her fall. Break the top, let her fall. So that helps. Speeds things up a little bit anyway. So we had to take an intermission. The guy shut me down last night about 9 o'clock, which I'm fine with that, whatever. Had all the nest out last night. Bees were all out of this space. They were all clumped over here on this side, and I'll light up there now. You can still see there's still a bunch of them clumped over here. I come back this morning, they were all clumped over here too, as well as back there in the corner, and around the other side. So I fired up the vacuum. I'll vacuum up as many as I can, as quick as I can. And all over the window down there, get them all off the window. And then once I get multiple of these bees sucked up, I'll go about cutting out. There's some more honeycombs that are down behind this board here in that window box. We'll get them cut out, but right now we're just vacuuming bees. Well, yet another change of plans. My hope was that I could cut the drywall ceiling inside here to get into this window box, but lo and behold, there's a 2x10 behind it. So, came outside, cut through the trim here. It's got cedar 1x behind it, and looky what we found. Lots of combs. So once again, this is what I tell people. You've really got to visualize the structure of the house and really imagine anywhere and everywhere there could be a cavity, because anybody else says, oh, they're in the floor joists, they would have left all this behind, and that's a lot of honey. That's a big mess. So anyway, we're going to get it cut out. That's going to be the last of the nest. So then I'll just vacuum up the bees that are left and we'll be done. So we're done with the cutout, and unfortunately I don't know why I said unfortunately. I forgot to take a little video on site of what it was, but done with the cutout, and it worked out that what was in that window box that I showed you, that was the last of the honeycomb. But the interesting thing is that a couple of honeycombs were actually collapsed inside that window box, and the beetles had already gotten to them, and it made a slimy, nasty mess of it. But I guess it just wasn't enough to deter the bees. The beetles had gone, you know, the bees were just going on about doing their own thing up above in floor joists, and basically it just decided, you know what, screw it, we'll let them have that honey. So that was kind of interesting, but I got that cleaned up and vacuumed up the rest of the bees as best I could, polished everything up, and now I'm going to go play with my kids because they're standing on the front porch yelling at me.